58 million. Cherise has it. Head of the room here. Head of the other phones and head of online for 38 million. Any further ones over 38? 40 million. Ladies bid. Back in the room here at 40 million. 40 million. 42 million. Back on the phone there at 42. 42 million. 42 million. Very short. So now the last time at 42 million. Cherise takes it. And we're very short. Letting it go to Cherise. At 42 million, then last chance. And fair warning at 42 million. For you, Cherise, 42 million. Well done, 8018. Thank you. And thank you for your bids, ma'am. Moving on to lot 55, the Fujita. Lot 55, the Fujita. And we open here at 2,400,000. At 2,600,000 now. At 2,600,000. At 2,600,000, 2,800,000 ahead of you at 2,800,000. Looking for 3 million now. At 2,800,000. Who give me 3 million? At 2,800,000. Holding at 2,800,000. Cheer has it at 3 million now. At 3 million. With Cheer at 3. Stand by one. At 3 million. Looking for 3-2. 3 million on the table. Congratulations. Lot 56, the Chongsu Payne, live in Bali. Then we open here at 2,400,000, 2,400,000, 2,600,000, at 2,600,000 now, at 2,600,000, 2,800,000, still ahead of you, at 3 million now, is bid on the phone there with Esther, at 3 million, where's 3 million to? Looking for 3,200,000, 3 million, holding on the phone there, coming in, Mark, at 3 million, with Esther, at 3 million, in the room, or online, 3 million on the phone with Esther. If you're looking at me, are you bidding? 3,200,000 you are. Esther, would you like 3,500,000? At 3,200,000 now. With Mark, at 3,200,000. Esther, one more. Thank you for bidding. At 3,200,000, then Mark takes it. Any further runs over 3,200,000. 320,000. Are we all through? Any further runs over 3,200,000. Last chance and fair warning. 3,200,000 for you, 8007. Thank you.
Mushrooms in your breakfast wrap. Bet! Along with fluffy scrambled eggs, crispy hash browns, and creamy nacho cheese sauce. The new cheesy mushroom wrap.
Hi, I'm Joyce. Today we're going to break down the 3-bedroom layout units in River Modern and what I would actually buy in this project itself. Okay, so River Modern is going to be launched on 7th of March 2026, and this is one of the launches where you can either make a very smart move or overpay on day one because everyone is really excited about the River moves. So this is what River Modern really is, developed by GoCo Land. There's 2 towers of 36 stories each, 455 units, directly connected to Great World MRT. It has 3 things that are hard to replicate: direct river facing, Kim Seng Park is right in front, and your MRT at the doorstep, which the other CCR launches in 2025 does not have. So most of these projects actually give you 1 or 2 of these features, but River Modern gives you all 3. So if we look at the unit mix of River Modern itself, we'll know that GoCo Land is actually targeting a lot of owner-occupiers rather than investor-focused project, because we don't actually see one big
Lot 57, Georgia Chen, still live with Big Durian. And we open here at 4,200,000. 4,200,000, 4,500,000 now. 4,500,000, 4,800,000 ahead of you at 4,800,000. Whereas 5 million with Ada at 5 million. 5 million is bid with Ada. 5,500,000 with Angela at 5,500,000. Ada, what do you think? Bring up to 6 million. Angela's bid at 5,500,000. 5,500,000. Any for the bus? Over 5,500,000. 6 million with Mark at 6 million now. Head of the other phones at 6 million, 6,500,000. Back to Angela at 6,500,000. Mark, would you like 7 million? 6,500,000. Still with 6,500,000. Still with. Back to Mark. 8,500,000. still has it at 8,500,000, 9,000,000. With Mark, 9,500,000. Run it up to 10. 9,500,000 with Angela. Yes, 10 million. 1,100,000 at 10 million. Angela? 11 million. 11 million? 10,500,000 for you at 10,500,000. Next bid will be 11 million. 10,500,000. One more bid. 11 million at 11 million. Next will be 11,500,000, please, Angela. At 11 million with Mark. 8 hours still bidding. 11 million. 11,500,000. Angela takes it back at 11,500,000. Right there at 3 million. Who give me a bid here on this side at 3 million on my right. 3 million with Sway at 3 million. Where's 3-2? 3,000,002 with Faye at 3-2. He will take me to 3-5. 3,000,005. I heard you, Jackie. At 3,000,005, he has a bid. Who give me 8 with Gabrielle. I have 4,000,005. It's 4,000,008 with Gabrielle. And where's 5 million? Do you give me 5 million? 5 million with Eric. Many places here at 5 million, and who give me 5,000,005 at 5 million with Eric now. With 5,500,000 with Faye. Gabriel, that will be 6 million. With Barrett at 6 million. Where is 6 million 5? That's 6 million on my right here. 6 million 5 back to Faye. Would you like 7? That's 6,500,000. Eric, would you like 7? 7 million. Back to Barrett. 7. Antoine. Apology. 7 million. Antoine has it as 7 million. How about the founder side? Who give me 7 million 5? 7 million there. Antoine takes it. Any further ones over 7 million? 7 million then. Antoine has it. Eric, Faye, Gabrielle. Will anyone give me 7 million 5, please? 7,200,000 for you, Faye. Next will be 7 million 5. We'll go in 258 now. 7,500,000 back to Antoine. 7 million 5. Next will be 7 million 8. 下一口是780万。7,500,000. Tambor. 下一口780万。7,500,000. Still holding there. 7 million 8. With Tambor. You give me 8. 7,800,000. Tambor takes it. Antoine would like 8. 7 million 8. Faye, 8. Tambor. Would you like 8 million 5? 8,200,000. Tambor's bid. Faye, are you still bidding? 8 million 5. Antoine takes it. 8 million 5. About 880万. It's 8,500,000. Antoine. 8 million 5. Holding there still. Try one more. 我再加一口. Eric, are you still bidding? 8,800,000 with Tambor. Would you like 9? 8,800,000. 9 million. With Antoine? 900万. Would you like 9 million 8? 9 million 2 will be next. 9,200,000. 9,200,000. Tambor takes it. 9 million 5. It was out of 980万. So 9,500,000. One more? Yes or no? 9,500,000 with Antoine, head of Faye, head of Eric, head of Tambor. Any further bonds over 9,500,000? 还没有更高出价? Very sure? Antoine has it and selling to his client for 9,500,000. Antoine, 9,500,000. 8123. Thank you so much. Lot 61, the Pissarro.
Rockin' Robin.
If it's happy travelers, it's Income Insurance.
Shouldn't our children get all the 8 brain nutrients in early years? Only Enfagrow A+.
Christian are coming as at 18 million. At 18 million, Ada has it. Any for the ones over 18 million. At 18 for the Zhaoji. Are we all through? Any for the ones over 18 million in the Cerebrum online at 18 million. The last ones and selling at 18 million. So for you, 18 million, 8076. Well done. Lot 71, George Matsu at France, and open here at 4,200,000. 4,200,000 at 4,200,000, 4,500,000 now. At 4,500,000, looking for 4,800,000, 4,800,000 ahead of you there. At 4,800,000, where's 5 million? At 4,800,000. Who give me 5? At 4,800,000. Any further ones over 4,800,000? 有没有出到500万? At 4,800,000. Any further ones over 4,800,000? Over 4,800,000. Lot 72, Jean-Paul Riopelle, the monumental work painted in 1954 and open here at 17 million, 17 million, 18 million, 19 million now, at 90 million, at 90 million. Who will give me 20 million? At 90 million, holding here, 20 million with a Christian elbow at 20 million. Who will take me to 22? At 20 million with Christian, at 20 million. Any for the ones? Where are you bidding? At 20 million. Christian takes it at 20 million. Any for the ones over 20? Any for the ones in the sale room, online, on the telephones? At 20 million then, Christian has it. And I will sell unless there's a higher bid over 20 million. Where are you bidding? At 20 million then, Christian has it and selling at 20 million. Last one. So for Christian, 20 million, 8019. Thank you and congratulations. And ladies and gentlemen, that concludes my section, and I will hand over the sale to my colleague, Adrian Meyer. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lynn. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Delighted to be here in Hong Kong to continue the sale onto lot 73, the Liu Fan from the Feinberg collection. Lot 73 for dialogue, and we have interest here, of course, at 3 million, 5, 4 million, at $4 million already with me in the book, at 4 million, 5 with you here, at 4 million, 5, 5, 5, 6 million with me in the book against both of you. At 6 million, 500,000, it is here with at 8 million, it is with you now. One more. Against both of you, 500. At 8 million 5. $9 million. One more at 9 million. It is here, back with Ada's phone. Fair warning to both of you, and selling for $9 million. It's still time, just say yes. At 9 million, selling otherwise. Against both of you, one more perhaps, 9.2, do you want to try 9.2? Selling otherwise for $9 million, give me a sign. At $9 million, at 9 million, it is for you, Ada. Paddle 8088. On to lot 74, Écriture de Parc Séobo. 1976, and let's start here at $2 million, at $2 million, at 2,200,000 now, at 2,200,000, 2,002,000, 2,002,000, ahead of you online in Mexico, at 2,400,000 with you now online, at 2,400,000, it is here online at 2,400,000, at 2,400,000 ahead of you in the room at 2,400,000, 2,600,000, 2,800,000, at 2,800,000 ahead of you online, at 2,800,000, one more, at 2,800,000 now, 3 million, at 3 million. At $3 million now, it is with Mark here, our representative from Bangkok, at $3 million. It is here, ahead of you online, at 3,200,000 now. At 3,200,000. At 3,200,000 with Mia, against you, Mark, at 3,200,000, 3,500,000. At 3,500,000, would you like 3,800,000? And against you, Bo. At 3,500,000. Here, and selling, it's still time. At 3,500,000 against both of you, and 3,800,000 a new telephone. At 3,800,000 against you, Elio. At 3,800,000, 4 million back with Mark. At 4 million now. At $4 million, it is with you here. At 4 million against you, Christian and Ada. At 4,200,000. 4,500,000. At 4,500,000, Ada. 4,800,000. 5 million, 4,800,000 it was.
对，来了，对。
5
等一下，
million.
应该主要是
At 5
Jacob
million
来
now.
指导，对吗？
对。
5 million. Would you like 5.5?
我理
Ada?
解指导上午指导他们就是就是下单配置好，下午他们自己就可以去测试了。
我
自己就可以去测试了。
我
6 million. At $6 million. At $6 million, still with you, Mark? 6,200,000 at 6,200,000. Would you like 6.5, Mark? It's at 6,200,000. Back with Ada Swiss Telephone. No. Thank you for your bids. Selling to you then for $6,200,000 against you in the room at 6,200,000 then. Sold to paddle 8032.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our very first ST Podcast Live Night.
In 2025, we celebrated the Straits Times 180th anniversary by organizing 6 live podcast nights with our journalists and expert guests. For our various podcast shows, we covered these topics: heritage spaces in Singapore, therapeutic music and sounds for seniors, mental health for youth,
we can find new opportunities beyond what is immediately intuitive as the next jump.
Career health and longevity.
I think that's a very interesting point, when it comes to protecting people from heat.
Music nights with Abang Sepal.
OCBC has reported a profit of 7.42 billion Singapore dollars for the full year of 2025, 2% below the record 7.59 billion Singapore dollars in the previous year. Profit before tax rose 2% to a new high of 9.12 billion Singapore dollars, supported by record total income amid a declining interest rate environment. Total income of 14.6 billion Singapore dollars was recorded, driven by non-interest income growth, which more than offset the lower net interest income. Operating expenses were well managed, with cost-to-income ratio remaining at 40% as the group continued to invest for strategic growth while exercising discipline in discretionary spending. Asset quality continued to be stable, with non-performing loan ratio at 0.9% for the 7th quarter. Supported by the group's robust financial performance and in line with the previously announced 2.5 billion Singapore dollars capital return plan, the board has proposed a final ordinary dividend of 42 cents and special dividend of 16 cents per share for full year 2025. This represents a total dividend amounting to 99 cents per share and representing 60% of group net profit. Our group CEO, Mr. Tan Teck Long, said that this strong performance reflects the strength of OCBC's fundamentals and disciplined execution amid a challenging operating environment. As the group closes out its previous 3-year strategy, the new corporate strategy, The Next Frontier, will position OCBC to compete and win in the next phase of growth by capturing rising Asia flows, deepening the core market franchise, advancing technology-led and customer-centric capabilities through AI, digital and data, and continuing to support green transition. Noting that global conditions ahead will likely continue to be uncertain, Mr. Tan said that OCBC remains cautious yet positive. With a strong balance sheet, prudent risk management and diversified growth engines, OCBC is well positioned to navigate the challenging environment and deliver sustainable long-term value.
On to lot 75, water drops, 1977. And let's start here at $3 million, at $3 million, at 3,200,000, at 3,200,000. Ahead of you in the room at 3,200,000, 3,500,000. Welcome at 3,500,000 now. It's with you, Wendy, at 3,500,000 against 3,800,000. At 3,800,000 now, it's against you, Wendy, at 3,800,000, 4 million. No, at 4 million then, back with Wendy's telephone against all of you here. And selling for $4 million. Fair warning to the phones at 4 million. Sold, paddle 8200. On to lots 0. On to lots $1 million. Yes, 13 million with the first telephone at 13 million now. at $13 million. With Yusan's telephone. At 13, what should we do? $14 million, $15 million against both of you now. At $15 million. At $15 million now. At 15. At 15 million. 16 million. Back with Yusan's telephone at $16 million. What should we do? At 16 million then, it is with you and selling for $16 million. Last chance at 16 million. Sold 16 million to paddle 80-13. On to lot 77 for the Saruki of 1984. And let's start here at $8 million, at 8 million, 8,500,000, 9,500,000 now, at 9,500,000, at 9,500,000, at 10 million, welcome sir, at 10 million it is, with you sir, in the room for now, at $10 million, with the gentleman in the aisle, at $10 million. It is still with you, against all 11 million, back with you, Yusan's telephone now, 12 million, 13 million, at 13 million, it's 14 million. At 14 million. It's with Yusan's telephone against you, sir, at 14, and against Mila at $14 million. Are we sure? Ladies and gentlemen, and let's start here at 2,800,000, at 2,800,000, 3 million, at $3 million now, at $3 million now, at $3 million for the puppets, at $3 million against all the telephones here, at 3 million, at $3 million, 2,200,000, 3,500,000, at 3,500,000 now, 3,800,000. Back with you, Mark, at 3,800,000. At 3,800,000, it is with Mark's telephone against you, Christian and Francis, and selling for $3,800,000, fair warning online, at 3,800,000. Sold to paddle 80-08. On to lot 79, Délivrance, the shooted Shun. And let's start here at $10 million, at 10 million, 11 million, $12 million, at 12 million, 13 million, of course, at $13 million now, at 13 million, at 13 million. 14 million with the first telephone with Charmy now, at $14 million, at 14, and it's against you, Stephanie, at 14 million, 15 million, at 15 now, at 15, 16 million, at 16 million now, back with Charmy, our representative from Malaysia here in Hong Kong, at $16 million. Last chance in the room, against you, Laszlo, at 16 million, and selling for $16 million against you, Elaine, at 16 million. Fair winning, everyone. Sold to you, paddle 81-82. On to lot 80 for the single whip. And let's start here at $2 million, at 2224, at 2,400,000, at 2,400,000 ahead of you in the room, 2,600,000 with you online, of course, at 2,600,000 with the first bidder, at 2,600,000 now. 2,800,000 somewhere in the room, 2,800,000, welcome sir, at 2,800,000 with the gentleman against you online, at $3 million, at 3 million with Jasmine now. Would you like 3,200,000, sir? 3,200,000, at 3,200,000 with a new bidder. Against you, sir, 3,500,000, back with Jasmine at 305. Would you like 3,800,000? 3,800,000. With a new telephone at 4,200,000 now. Would you like 4,500,000? 4,500,000. Back with Jasmine. Against you, Lee 1 At 4,000,005, would you like 4,000,008? At 4,000,005, one more. Selling otherwise to Jasmine's telephone at $4,500,000. One more. At 4,000,005, I have to hurry you. 4,600,000. Yes, sure. At 4,700,000. At 4,000,007. Would you like 4,800? At 4,700,000. Still with Jasmine's follow. No, and selling to you, Jasmine, for 4,700,000. Sold to you, Jasmine, paddle 8084. On to lot 81, ladies and gentlemen. The much awaited Jeff Koons from his celebration series, one of 5 unique colored versions of the Sacred Heart, for the first time being sold in Hong Kong. The 4 other versions of which are in the most distinguished collections across the world. And let's begin here at $40 million, at $40 million, at $40 million, at $42 million now, at $42 million, at $45 million.
Yeah. Hi. Okay. Yeah. Is it good to go? I can start. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I think like CC mentioned, we can Yes. Yeah. Yep. So let's begin. So can I confirm you guys already have an account, right? And it's been approved? Okay. Yep. So yeah, so for today, the agenda will mainly be to walk you guys through how to get basically get started with your live streaming using our products. So think it was mentioned that Ivan would be the one to set up the live stream, right? Okay, can I just check like what's the rough workflow or like pipeline as to how you guys would run a live stream? So like do you guys use OBS and roughly like how's the situation like? Yep. Okay. Okay. Yeah. No worries. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to like just make sure we're uh on the same page. But yeah. So basically, yeah. Today. No, just wanted to make sure that just wanted to check on how you guys are actually hosting the streams because my demonstration today is using OBS. So the ideal scenario would be if you guys are using OBS as well, which I think you guys are. Yeah. Okay, but anyways, so today I'll be going through a few main feature configurations from our site. So that includes the domain configuration, as well as the yeah Wirecast. So that's the encoder that you guys use, is it? I see. Okay. But no worries. Derek, have you heard of this before? Okay. Yeah, okay, sure, yeah, no problem. Yep, so basically, in order to run the live streams using our infrastructure, you will first need a push and pull domain. So I'll just very quickly go through how you would create a domain, but subsequently, after this, I can send over the documentation for you to try it on yourself. So, yeah, so you will need firstly, you will need a push domain. So this domain will just act as the gateway for us to ingest your live stream. So this domain name over here will be your registered domain. So for example, maybe yours would be christies.com or wherever, which region accordingly will be maybe based on that region as well. So this domain has to be one that is registered under you and owned by you and managed by like a DNS provider. Yep. So once you do that for the push domain and the playback domain, you'll be able to do that. And secondly will be the address generation. So once you guys have the domain setup, right, the push and playback domains, you can then create push and playback URLs. So this push domains and playback domains will be the ones you just created. So for example, if let's say I use my own push domain and my own playback domain, I can then use a app name. Default will be live, and a stream name. So let's say test stream. So then you can also set an expiration time for however long you want the stream to be up. And then subsequently, I will go through what these transcoding templates are, but you can also select them here. So once you have all this configured, you can generate. And here you'll get two sets of URLs. One would be the push address, and the other one will be the playback address. So for the push address, here they put OBS server and stream key, but I think whatever encoder you guys are using or streaming platforms you're using, it will work as well. Maybe I can start the stream. This is just one of the auctions that I put just for a demonstration. But so once this push address is set up, right, you are basically already telling this platform. I think for yours will be Wirecast, but for us we'll just be telling this platform to push it to this specific Tencent address, which is over here. Subsequently, once it's being pushed to us, you can then use a playback URL to watch the stream. So this address will be one that you can either use to distribute it directly to your audience, but in your case, it will be the one that you use to relay to your third-party apps, such as Xiaohongshu and WeChat. Yep, correct. So you guys are also using RTMP, and maybe since the stream has started, I can share it with you guys to maybe try it out on your site. But RTMP requires a VLC player. So if you do not have a VLC, I don't think the RTMP link will work. Yeah, maybe he can, since he's not in the call, maybe he can try it out to see if it works on his site. Then I think I also have some, I also have the subtitles configured for this stream, so maybe he can also check it out, see if it works.
Lot 59, the Vu Countdown, young lady with white turban.
Okay.
And we're open here at 1,000,007 to start at 1,000,007, 1,000,008 now at 1,000,008. Looking for 1,900 at 1,000,008, 1,900,000 now at 1,000,009. Looking for 2 million, please, at 1,900,000 for the Vu Countdown. We're coming at 2 at 1,900,000. Looking the room at 1,900,000. Any further ones coming on the phone? 1,009,000. Any further ones over 2 million at the back there at 2 million. Ladies bid at 2 million. Looking for 2 now. Who will give me 2,200,000? Bidders here in the sale room for 2 million. Any further ones over 2 million? Selling them at 2 million Hong Kong dollars. Last chance. So for you, ma'am, 2,9121. Congratulations. Lot 60, the portrait by Cezanne. Have multiple
Will
phones
he be
for
able to
here.
join? Or is he able to
2,400,000, 2,004,000,
maybe
2,006,000, 2,008,000 will take me to 3 million, 3 million. My
Okay,
right
no
there,
worries.
3
Then
million,
maybe
who
I
give me
can
a bid
just
here on this side at 3
Yeah.
million.
can either
At
distribute this
4,000,000,
directly to your
4,200,000
audience,
in the
or
sale
you
room,
can use
perhaps.
this to
4,200,000
relay to
with the
your
lady
third-party
here.
apps. So
4,200,000
now I'll be
with
showing you guys how
4,500,000
to
there
actually
with Eric,
relay
and
this
4,008,000 with
to
Gabrielle.
this third-party
I have
apps.
4,500,000.
So
It's 4,008,000
with the
with
stream
Gabrielle.
still
And
ongoing,
where's 5 million?
you can over here you can create a task.
5 million with Eric.
So
Many
this
places
relay
here
task
at
basically
5 million,
tells
and who will
Tencent
give me
to
5
take
million, 5.
ongoing
At
stream
5 million with
and
Eric
relay
now.
it to a third
With
party.
5 million, 500,000
So
with
here you
Faye.
have some
Gabrielle, that
basic
will be 6.
information.
6 million
execution time, maybe
with Barrett at 6
you would want
million.
it to end at a
With
certain
6
time,
million 5.
and also
6
the
million on my
region
right
you, the source
6
region
million
you are,
5 back to
that
Faye,
is
which was 7.
happening at. So for you,
That's
it will
6,500,000.
be in Hong Kong.
Eric?
Yeah, and so this is quite
Which was
important
7.
because if the
7
region
million.
is wrong,
Back to Barrett.
it will
That's
affect
7. Antoine.
the speed of which
7 million.
the
Antoine
task is
has it
also
as 7
relayed.
million.
And sometimes it can't even be relayed at all if the region is wrong.
How about the founder
so
side
do take
who
note
give me
on
7
that.
million 5?
And so here this live streaming URL
7
will be
million
the
there. Antoine takes it.
previously
Any further funds? Over
previously
7
generated
million.
playback address over here.
7 million
And
there.
then you can also have
Antoine has
a backup
Eric,
stream. So
Faye,
for example,
Gabrielle.
if this stream for whatever reason is
anyone give me
interrupted,
7 million
you
5,
just
please?
go on to the second one. Yep.
7,200,000
And
for you,
this
Faye.
optional settings
Next
you
will be
can
7 million 5. We'll go in
include
2580
watermark,
now.
transcoding, and recording.
7 million
But you can also
500,000
do
back to
this
Antoine.
outside of the
7 million
relay
5.
task, which I can
Next
show
will
you
be
later.
7 million 8. 下一个是
And
780万。
also, so this is the
7
last
million
important bit
500,000.
would be the URL for receiving content. So for you guys, depending on how many
7 million 500,000
third-party
still holding there.
platforms you are
7 million
using,
8
you can just add them
with Tambo.
accordingly.
Give
So,
me 8.
so I can
下去 800
demonstrate
万
for you
下
too
个是
because
820万
I have it
Well,
set
8
up.
million 5 would be better. 8 million 2, 100,000. Back
Yeah,
to Tambo.
but basically,
So like 8 million 5. 8 million 200,000. Tambo's bid.
sorry.
Faye, are you still bidding? 8 million 5. Antoine takes it. 8 million 5. About 880万. It's 8,500,000. Antoine's.
Okay, yeah. I think the stream is
5,
already
holding there
running
still.
because I set it up previously. But basically, this stream
one more.
URL will be generated
But 再加
by
一口
YouTube
Every guy's
or
still
the
bidding?
third-party app
8
along
million
with the stream
800,000
key. So
with Tambo.
if you copy this over into
line
the
9?
relay task,
8 million 800,000.
sorry, yeah, let me show you the one that I already did.
9
If you
million.
copy it over to the relay task over here, this is the URL
Antoine?
along with this stream key. That's how it knows
900
where
万
to send the URL to. Yep.
So like 9 million
I
8.
think
9
maybe
million 2.
CY Ivan would be familiar with
next.
this.
9
So
million
yeah.
200,000.
Okay, yeah, no worries.
9
But
million 200,000.
yeah.
Tambo takes it.
yes. Yeah, hi.
9 million 5.
Okay, no worries.
要不要加到980万 So 9 million 500,000. One more? Yes or no? And 9 million 500,000 with Antoine, head of Faye, head of Eric, head of Tambo. Any further funds over 9
do you mean
million
like
500,000.
sorry, do you mean like the playback link
Very
for
sure.
you guys to use?
Antoine has it and selling to his client for 9 million 500,000. So for you, Antoine, 9 million 500,000, 8123.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Ready to sail into a world of opportunities? With HSBC Singapore, your seamless foreign exchange journey begins now. Whether you're paying an overseas mortgage, funding your overseas investments, sending money to your child studying abroad. Access the HSBC Singapore app to capture competitive FX rates across 11 currencies. Convert currencies instantly with just one tap. Set up alerts with FX Order Watch to stay informed 24/7 when your target rate is reached. With a customized watch list, you can track your favorite currency pairs in real time. Designed for all levels of users, you can instantly visualize trends and make informed decisions with interactive charts. Discover treasures with HSBC Singapore app, where competitive rates, exclusive offers, and effortless transactions are just a few taps away.
We'd been looking forward to this trip to Greece for months. But when we saw that the check-in counter had closed, we just thought our entire dream had slipped away.
We thought missing our flight would ruin everything. Turns out, it just changed how the story began.
We were so lucky to have met Eric, who turned around the whole situation and rearranged everything with our travel agency.
We had to spend the whole night at the airport hotel waiting for our flight. And Eric made the stay even more special by bringing us around Jewel.
I'll never forget the moment when we saw the rain vortex for the first time. It was magical.
And he even came back the next morning and accompanied us to our gate. Can you believe that?
Eric, you saved our holiday, and we'll never forget that.
Lot 61, the Pissarro. I'm open here at 4,800,000, 4,085 million, at 5 million now, at 5,500,000 ahead of you on the phone there, at 5,000,005, try 6 if you like it, at 5,500,000, looking for 6 million, at 5,500,000, who's bidding? At 5,500,000, holding here, head of the phones there, at 5,000,005. Who will give me 6, please?
Yes.
At
Yeah, so I mean,
5,500,000.
where
Okay,
you want
talk
this
to your
to be
client.
related to.
要不要680
Yeah,
万
so
6 million, Elaine has it
depending on
head
your
of the
use
phone
case,
here, head of the
use
phone
case,
here,
you
6
can
million.
just take the address
所以要不要再讲
generated by the
6
third-party
million.
apps and place it in
Any
here.
further advance?
And
Elaine
we will
has
then
it.
relay
Head of the room here,
accordingly.
head of it
Yeah.
online for 6 million. Are you bidding? Now would be the time. 6,500,000 with Faye at 6,500,000. Elaine, would you like 7? 6,500,000 with Faye now. 6,500,000. Faye's bid. Elaine? 7 million. Elaine takes it back at 7 million. For your turn,
Yeah.
take it to 7,500,000, please. At 7 million with Elaine. I must hurry you. It's at 7 million. Elaine has it. Thank you for your bid. Elaine has it for 7 million. She's smiling. Any further ones? Otherwise, I'm selling to Elaine's client for 7 million. Last chance. So for Elaine, 7 million,
I think
8110.
no worries
Congratulations.
is
And
not
thank you for your
available
bid,
now,
Faye.
but we will be available for any support later on if you guys need any, because your test will be just this afternoon, right? So we'll be available to assist you guys if needed, and for any of the setup or
And for
technical
lot
stuff.
62, the
Yeah, but for
Wanzhong,
now
a
maybe I
corner
can
of
just
a
go
garden,
through
Jiangnan
the last few
Yuanling,
things.
and open here
Yeah.
at 9,500,000. Start here, 9,500,000, 10 million now, at
Yeah.
10 million.
Okay,
At 10
yeah.
million. It's
So
coming at
once
11,
we have
11
this
million now. At 11.
relay done,
At
that
11.
is pretty much, I would
Looking
say,
for 12 million. At 12 million, ladies bid
yes,
here. At 12 million. At 12. Looking for the next bid. At 12 million, ladies bid. Any for
Okay.
the ones over 12 million. I'm looking for 13 at 12 million. Bid is in the sale room. Any further ones on the internet or in the sale room at 12 million for the Wuguanzhong. Any further ones? Are we all through? At 12 million then, last
Okay.
chance. And I'm selling at $12 million. Last chance. So for you, ma'am, 12,986,1 is your
for
paddle.
the relay
Congratulations.
task. Yeah.
Lot 63, Ling Feng Mian, flowers and fruits.
Oh, yes.
And open here at
Yes, yeah.
1,900,000. 1,009,000, 2 million now at 2,200,000 ahead of you at 2,200,000. Where's 2,400,000? I'm looking for 2,400,000. Holding at 2,200,000. Who's coming for 2,400,000? At 2,200,000. Not yours yet. 2,400,000 is yours now. At 2,400,000 on the phone here. At 2,400,000. Any for the ones over 2,400,000. Looking for 2,600,000. Are we all through? In the room. Gentlemen's bid. 要不要320万? 3,200,000 would be very nice, please. At 3 million. At 3 million. Try it.能加到320万吗? 310万, 3,100,000. She asked very nicely. I will take 3,200,000 from you, sir. 3,100,000. She has a bid. Thank you for bidding. Yuzhan will take it then at 3,100,000. Any further ones? over 3 million won. Very short. At 3,100,000, then Yushan has it and selling to a client
So
at
once you have your,
3,100,000.
if you have your own DNS,
For you,
we
Yushan,
can provide you with this domain on our site.
8136.
So previously I was showing, for example, if you create a push domain, you will need a push and playback domain with us to create the push and pull addresses. So here,
I run when I'm tired, I run when I'm in pain, because it doesn't matter where I am or what time it is. When I run, it's just me.
this is
I am connected
you're,
with
you're
myself.
saying like from this domain is
And
basically
honestly,
just
I come back a nicer
a
person.
gateway on our site for us to ingest your stream. So it's basically just how do I explain it? It's for you to generate a push and playback address to use our infrastructure.
12 million. Who will give me 13 million?
Yeah,
12
yeah,
million.
yeah.
1200万
So
有没有更高出价
unfortunately, if you do
At
not have a
12 million for the
domain,
5分钟
a push and playback
At
domain, you
12
wouldn't
million.
be
Any
able
for
to
the
generate
ones
the
over 12.
addresses.
还没有更高出价
Yeah.
Looking for 13?
But if your
12
question,
million.
yeah,
Any for the ones over 12. At 12 million, at 13 million now, at 13 million now, at 13 million, where's 14? At 13 million, 14 million
yeah,
still ahead
okay.
of you though. Try
From
15,
my
please.
experience, I think it should be
14
pretty
million,
straightforward as
15
long as
million,
you guys are
50
the
million.
owners of your
Try 16.
DNS.
50
So,
million,
for example,
ahead of you, yeah.
Christie's.com.
60
Yeah.
million now.
So then
That's
once
60
you
million.
have, once
Who
that
give me 17?
DNS or that domain is
60
under
million.
your
Any
ownership,
for the
you
ones
can pretty
over
much
60
just
million.
use it
Charming.
and take it to
Are you joining
our
us?
Tencent Cloud
16 million.
domain as well.
Any for the ones over 60.
Yeah, but
有没有
yeah.
更高出价 At 60 million then, are we all through?
Yes, correct. You need a domain with us to generate
60 million?
the push and pull address.
Is that a bid? Grace, are you bidding? At 60 million then.
You should still be able to, if you create the domain, like maybe after this call, I can maybe walk you guys through it as well.
60,500,000 I will take from you, if that
It
helps.
shouldn't take long, maybe
60
just a
million.
bit of
Ahead of you.
processing time, but it should
100,000
be able to
650万
be completed
试试看
within the day.
At 60
Yeah, maybe-
million then, head of you,
yeah.
Grace, head of the... You all in the room at 60 million. Any further ones? At 60 million, very sure. At 60 million then, last chance and fair warning at 60 million. Pause at 16. Lot 65 has been withdrawn. Move on to lot 66. Chen Danqing, Kangbai, Hanzi, and open here at 2,800,000.
I can send over the
2 million,
relevant
3 million
documentation
now,
later
at 3 million,
to
3
show
million,
you guys.
200,000, at 3,200,000. Who's coming for 3,500,000? At 3,200,000.
Yes,
Ending for the loss over 3 million.
would you guys be
holding at 3
keen
million
to
two,
test
coming in,
maybe,
Charming at 3,200,000.
in this
Ending for the
pilot this
loss
afternoon?
over 3 million two. 320万. Are we all through? At 3,200,000, then last chance and fair warning at 3 million two. Pass at 3 million two. Lot 67, the Ernie Barnes Bronco locker room opened here at 950,000 and 951 million at 1,100,000 is bid at 1,000,001 at 1,100,000. Where's 1,000,002 at 1,100,000? 1,000,002 at 1,000,002 now at 1,000,003. Still with me at 1,000,003. Try 1,000,004 if you like at 1,300,000.
Ready to test this
At
afternoon, right?
1,700,000 at 1,000,007.
Okay.
Charmy, online.
Yep. So
Try 1
yeah, I
million
think maybe then the blocker will
700,000,
be
1,000,008,
the
1,000,009
domain setup,
back
and then I
here
think
at
once that is
1,000,009
set up, it should be pretty straightforward
with Barrett
from there.
at
So
1,000,009, 2 million,
maybe
2
after
million,
the
2
call,
back here at 2
we
million, 2.
can see how that goes. The
2,200,000.
domain setup.
Like
See
2
if you
million
guys
4.
can get it set up
2,200,000.
by the pilot.
2 million, 2, 2, 4, 2,
Then
6
I
back
can,
here
yeah,
at
I can
2
assist
million
you
6.
guys further on
Try one more.
the
2 million 6.
streams.
Are you still bidding? Charming at 2 million 6. Or would you like 2 million 8? One moment. 2 8 at 3 million back here. Try one more. At 3 million, still with my commission bid at 3 million.
Okay.
3 million
Yeah.
holding it with my commission bidder. Very sure?
And will you guys
3
also
million
be
then, my
testing
commission
out
bidder has it
the
at 3.
third-party
Any for the bonds
relay
this side.
today as well?
At 3 million. Selling to my book then at $3 million. Last
Okay,
chance.
sure.
And
Yeah.
selling at
I
3 million.
can, yeah.
So to my
I can help
commission
you guys on
bidder
that
at
as well
3
if needed.
million, paddle is 1006. Lot 68, the Botera waterfall, and we open here at 3,200,000, 3,200,000, 3,500,000, at 3,500,000 now, at 3,500,000, 3,800,000 is bid online, 4 million there, with knock at 4 million. Online, come back to me for 4.2 if you like. It's at 4 million with knock at 4 million. Any for the ones over 4 million. 4,200,000 in the sale room now at 4,200,000. Knock would you like 4,500,000. So 4,200,000 is 9121, and congratulations. And lot 69, the Zhu Dequn Shuangjiang. I have multiple phones for this lot, and we begin here at 5,500,000, 5,500,000, 15 million. I heard it correctly. Everyone heard it. It's 15 million with Charming. The sale is going too slow. That's why she went for 15 million.
Okay,
Charming's bid.
thank you.
Where is the
Bye.
next bid? Where is 16? At 15 million with Charming. It's dinner time. 15 million with Charming. 16 million is on the aisle with the gentleman here. 16 million. Charming. You can't just bid once. 16 million in the room. On the right. One more. 16 million. Gentleman bid. Any for the bonds from you, Charming? It's at 16 million. 16 million. Did your line get disconnected? We'll wait for you. At 16 million. You still have it there. At 16 million. Let's give Charmy a few seconds for her to reconnect to her client. At 60 million. The line is going through. 16 million. Still have it. Thank you for your patience. 16 million. Charmy is trying to get through. 16 million. Charmy? Yeah? Thank you very much. You have it there, sir, for 16 million. Any for the ones from the other telephone for 16 million. Christian? 16 million then. You have it there, sir, and selling at 16 million. Last chance. So for you, sir, 16 million, 9367. Congratulations. And thank you for a bid, Charmy. Lot 70, the Yellow Bright Zhaoji painting in 1977, and opened here at 15 million. We start here at 15, 16, 16, 18 for the Zhaoji. Are we all through? Any for the ones over 18 million in the sale room online at 18 million. The last chance and selling at 18 million. So for you at 18 million, 8076. Well done. Lot 71, George Matsu de France, and open here at 4,200,000, 4,200,000, at 4,200,000, 4,500,000 now, at 4,500,000, looking for 4,800,000, 4,800,000 ahead of you there, at 4,800,000, where's 5 million, at 4,800,000, who give me 5, at 4,800,000, any for the ones over 4,800,000, 有没有出到500万 at 4,800,000, any for the ones over 4,800,000. At 4,800,000, are we all through? And coming in, Barrett? At 4,800,000 then. Are we sure? Last chance, fair warning, no regrets, at 4,800,000. Pass at 4,000,008. Lot 72, Jean-Paul Riopelle, the monumental work painted in 1954 and open here at 17 million, 18 million, 19 million now, at 90 million, at 90 million, who will give me 20 million, at 90 million holding here, 20 million with a Christian elbow, at 20 million, who will take me to 22, at 20 million with Christian, at 20 million, any further ones. Where are you bidding? At 20 million. Christian takes it at 20 million. Any further ones? Over 20. Any further ones in this room? Online, on the telephones? At 20 million then, Christian has it. And I will sell unless there's a higher bid. Over 20 million. Where are you bidding? To my colleague Adrian Meyer. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lynn. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Delighted to be here in Hong Kong to continue the sale onto lot 73, the Liu Fan from the Feinberg collection. Lot 73 for dialogue, and we have interest here, of course, at 3,500,000, 4 million, at $4 million already with me in the book, at 4,500,000 with you here, at 4,500,000, 5,500,000, 6 million with me in the book against both of you. At 6,500,000, it is here with me in the book at 6,500,000. At 6,500,000 against both of you. 7 million, back with you, Ada, at 7 million now, against my absentee bid, with you, at $7 million. 7,500,000, welcome, at 7,500,000 now. 8 million. At 8 million, it is with you now, one more, against both of you, 500. At 8,500,000. 9 million. One more at 9 million. It is here, back with Ada's phone. Fair warning to both of you, and selling for $9 million. It's still time, just say yes. At 9 million, selling otherwise. Against both of you. One more perhaps. 9.2, do you want to try 9.2? Selling otherwise for $9 million. Give me a sign. At $9 million. At 9 million, it is for you, Ada. Paddle 8088. Onto lot 74, Écriture de Parc Séobo, 1976. And let's start here at $2 million, at $2 million, at 2,200,000 now, at 2,200,000, 2,200,000, 2,200,000, ahead of you online in Mexico, at 2,400,000 with you now online, at 2,400,000. It is here online at 2,400,000, at 2,400,000 ahead of you in the room at 2,400,000, 2,600,000, 2,800,000, at 2,800,000 ahead of you online at 2,800,000. One more, at 2,800,000 now, 3 million, at 3 million. At $3 million now, it is with Mark here, our representative from Bangkok, at $3 million. It is here, ahead of you online, at 3,200,000 now. At 3,200,000. At 3,200,000 with Mia, against you, Mark, at 3,200,000, 3,500,000. At 3,500,000, would you like 3,800,000? And against you, Bo. It is with you here at 4 million. Against you, Christian and Ada at 4,200,000. 4,500,000. At 4,500,000. Ada. 4,800,000. 4,800,000 it was. 5 million. At 5 million now. At 5 million. Would you like 5.5, Ada? At 5 million, it is still here with Mox telephone and selling, unless I hear differently from you, at $5 million. 500. $6 million. $6 million. $6 million. Still with you, Mark? 6,200,000 at 6,200,000. Would you like 6.5, Mark? It's at 6,200,000. Back with 8 at Swiss Telephone. No. Thank you for your bids. Selling to you then for $6,200,000 against you in the room. At 3,200,000 ahead of you in the room at 3,200,000, 3,500,000. Welcome, welcome at 3,500,000 now. It's with you, Wendy, at 3,500,000 against 3,800,000. At 3,800,000 now, it's against you, Wendy, at 3,800,000, 4 million. No, at 4 million then, back with Wendy's telephone against all of you here. And selling for $4 million. Fair warning to the phones at 4 million. Sold, paddle 8200. On to lot 76, there's a Wookiee, 1961 for this early work. Superb picture shown here. And let's start here at $10 million, at $10 million, at 10 million, 11 million, 12 million, at $12 million now, at 12 million, at $12 million now, at $12 million. Yes, 13 million with the first telephone. At 13 million now. At $13 million with Yusan's telephone. At 13, what should we do? $14 million, 15 million against both of you now. At 15 million. At $15 million now. At 15. At 15 million. 16 million. Back with Yusan's telephone at $16 million. What should we do? At 16 million then, it is with you and selling for $16 million. Last chance at 16 million. Sold 16 million to paddle 8013. On to lot 77 for the Sarawaki of 1984. And let's start here at $8 million, at 8 million, 8,500,000, 9,500,000 now, at 9,500,000, at 9,500,000, at 10 million, welcome sir, at 10 million it is, with you sir, in the room for now, at $10 million, with the gentleman in the aisle, at $10 million. It is still with you, against all 11 million, back with you, Yusan's telephone now, 12 million, 13 million, at 13 million, to 14 million. At 14 million. It's with Yusan's telephone against you, sir, at 14, and against Mila at $14 million. Are we sure? Letting it go? Still time if you wish. Selling otherwise for $14 million to Yusan's telephone. Sold to paddle 8013. Lot 78, the puppet, shown here on the screen and on your left, ladies and gentlemen. And let's start here at 3,800,000. Back with you, Mark, at 3,800,000. At 3,800,000, it is with Mark's telephone against you, Christian and Francis, and selling for $3,800,000. Fair warning online at 3,800,000. Sold to paddle 8008. On to lot 79, Délivrance, the Shooted Shroon. And let's start here at $10 million, at 10 million, 11 million, $12 million, at 12 million, 13 million, of course, at $13 million now, at 13 million, at 13 million. 14 million with the first telephone with Charmy now, at $14 million, at 14, and it's against you, Stephanie, at 14 million, 15 million, at 15 now, at 15, 16 million, at 16 million now, back with Charmy. a representative from Malaysia here in Hong Kong at $16 million. Last chance in the room against you, Laszlo, at 16 million and selling for $16 million against you, Elaine, at 16 million. Fair winning, everyone. Sold to you, paddle 8182. Onto lot 80 for the single whip. And let's start here at $2 million, at 2224, at 2,400,000, at 2,400,000 ahead of you in the room, 2,600,000 with you online, of course, at 2,600,000 with the first bidder at 2,600,000 now. 2,800,000 somewhere in the room, 2,800,000, welcome sir, at 2,800,000 with the gentleman against you online, at $3 million, at 3 million with Jasmine now. Would you like 3.2, sir? 3,200,000, at 3,200,000 with a new bidder. Against you, sir, 3,500,000, back with Jasmine, at 305. Would you like 3.8, 3,800,000? 4 million. Would you like 4 million too? At 4 million then, are we sure? At 4 million, selling to Jasmine, 4,200,000, of course, with a new telephone. At 4 million too now. Would you like 4,500,000? Back with Jasmine. Against you, Lee One, at 4,500,000. Would you like 4,800,000? At 4,500,000, one more. Selling otherwise to Jasmine's telephone at $4,500,000. One more. At 4,500,000, I have to hurry you. 4,600,000. Yes, sure. At 4,700,000. At 4,700,000. Would you like 4.8? At 4,700,000. Still with Jasmine's follow. No, and selling to you, Jasmine, for 4,700,000. Sold to you, Jasmine, paddle 8084. On to lot 81, ladies and gentlemen. The much awaited Jeff Koons from his celebration series, one of 5 unique colored versions of the Sacred Heart, for the first time being sold in Hong Kong. The 4 other versions of which are in the most distinguished collections across the world. And let's begin here at $40 million, at $40 million, at $40 million, at $42 million now, at $42 million, at $45 million with the first telephone here with Ada Ong at $45 million. At $45 million it is here with you, Ada, at $45 million. At $48 million, a new telephone at $48 million now. At 48 with Rebecca, 49 million. At 49 million, back with you, Ada. At 49 million against Rebecca Young's telephone. At 49, would you like 50? 50 million. At 50 million now, back with Rebecca's telephone. At 50. Ada, what should we do? At 50 million it is here with the second telephone. Against you, Kevin and Evelyn and Jackie. At $50 million. At 50 million. It is still here with Rebecca's telephone. And against the New York team at $50 million. Still with you. Can try 52, either of you, at 50 million, selling otherwise to Rebecca's telephone. The Sacred Heart at $50 million, fair winning everyone here. And on my right, and against Barrett and Sarah at $50 million. Give me a sign, Sarah, if we should wait or not. Selling otherwise for $50 million. I think you're all through. It's got to be now. At 50 million coming in. At 50 million then, selling the Jeff Koons to you in Hong Kong, to Rebecca's telephone. Thank you so much. paddle 8131. On to lot 82. Lot 82, black. The superb seminal work from Basquiat, which featured on the cover of the Catalogue Raisonné. And for this work, let's start here at $48 million, at 48 million, 49 million now, at 49 million. At 49 million, that's 50 million here with Jackie, at 50 million. At $50 million here with the first telephone. At $50 million with Jackie Ho's telephone. At $50 million for the Basquiat. And it's against you, Edmond, at $50 million for the Basquiat. 51 million. At $51 million now. At 51 million. 500,000, of course, at 51 million, 500,000. What should we do? At 51 million, 5. It is here with Jackie Ho's telephone against you, Francis. And Nick at 51,500,000. A wheel through and selling at $51,500,000. Sold to you, Jackie. Paddle 8057. $1,700,000. At 1,700,000. At 1,700,000. At 1,700,000 then. It's against you, against the phones. At 1,700,000. A wheel through online for the Bradley at 1,700,000 only. Last chance in the room at $1,700,000 at 1.7. It's a pass at 1.7. On to lot 85, the David Sally, lot 85, Tree of Life. And let's start here at $600,000 and $700,000 and $750 now at $750,000 at 750 at 800,000 and 50. One more at 850 now. It's against all the telephones at 850,000. Last chance at 850 at $850,000. 900,000 with a new telephone here with Yuge at 950,000. At 950. So ahead of you, Yuge, at 950,000. 1 million. No, at 1 million then with Yuge's telephone at $1 million and selling against you in the room at $1 million. Last chance, everyone else. Sold to you, paddle 8045. The Dan Colon, lot 86, shown here. And let's start here at $200,000, at 200,000, at 200,000, 220, 240, at $240,000 only, at 240, at $240,000 only, at 240, yes, at 240 then, it's against you in the room. For $240,000 for the Dan Colon at 260,000 at 260 now. It's against you here at 260 and against you, Audrey, at $260,000. Fair warning online at 260 is a pass. On to lot 87, the anti-Warhol Butterfly.
So after 11 years in the industry teaching chemistry, I can finally share with students that Achiever's Dream can help you with practical.
One good thing about Achiever's Dream is that they provide lab sessions. I mean, what kind of tuition center would provide lab sessions? And I think this is especially useful. The way that they teach is
320,000, 350,000, 380,000 back with me at 380 against both of you. At 380, we'd like 400. 400,000 back with you, Henry, at 400 now. At 400,000. For the Butterfly by Andy Warhol against you, Elaine, at 400,000 and 20 online. 450,000 now with Eric Chang. 450 against the three of you at 450. Coming back online at 450,000, 480,000. 500,000 with Kevin now at 500,000. At 500,000. With Kevin Ching's telephone, chairman of Christie's in Asia at 500,000. It is with you here at 500 against you, Eric, and ahead of you online at $500,000. 520, welcome Nick, at 520,000. With Nick Sinquist, specialist from New York, here in Hong Kong, 550,000 ahead of you online against the four of you now at 550,000. Next is 600, ideally, at 550. 580,000. At 580 now. Back with Nick Sinquist telephone at 600,000. Back with Kevin at 600,000 now. At 600, would you like 620? At 600,000, ahead, 620,000. At 620, it is back with Nick. 650 ahead of you online at 650. But we can. One more. $700,000 at 700,000. 720,000. Would you like 750, Nick? At 720. This year, back with Kevin's telephone. No more. Selling then to Kevin's telephone. 750,000 with Elaine Holt at 750. 780,000. $800,000. Let's try 50 if we can. 850,000. Bless you. At 850. Back with Kevin's telephone. 9. At 850. Try 900. Just try. At 850. With Kevin's telephone. Ahead of you here. At 850. 880,000. $900,000. At 900,000. Back with Kevin's telephone. 950,000. 980,000. No, you sure? At 980, back with you, Kevin, and selling for $980,000 for Kevin's telephone. Sold, Kevin. 980, paddle 8189. On to lot 88, Andy Warhol's Maryland, sold to benefit the Ditcher Foundation in Florida. And let's start here at $5 million, only at $5 million, at $5 million, $5,500,000, at $5,500,000 now, at $5,500,000, $6 million with the first telephone here, at $6 million, $6,500,000 with the second telephone, with Barrett White now at $6,500,000, $7 million, at $7 million, back with Knock now at $7 million, at $7,500,000, $7,800,000, back with Barrett now at $7,800,000. At $7,800,000 with Barrett White's telephone for $7,800,000. $8 million. At $8 million. Barrett, what should we do? At $8 million for the Maryland. And selling otherwise to Knox telephone, unless you're coming back. At $8 million. Barrett? No. with knock then and selling for $8 million. Sold knock to paddle 81.84. Onto lot 89, the Grosjean, orange butterfly blue, lot 89. And let's start here at $5 million only, at $5 million, $6 million, at $6 million now, at $6 million for the Grosjean, at $6 million, $6,500,000 of course, at $6,500,000, at $6 million, $7 million, at $7 million, at $7 million. Wheel through, it's ahead of you online at $7 million. Last chance on the telephones. 7,500,000. 8 million. One more at $8 million. Are we sure? At $8 million then. Fair warning. At $8 million. $6 million now at 6,500,000. 7 million at 7,500,000 now at 7 million 5. 8,500,000. At 8 million 5, at 8 million 5. It's ahead of you here at 8,500,000, and against you, June, at 8,500,000. For the cause, a wheel through at $8,500,000. Last chance, everyone, at 8,500,000. Pass at 8,500,000. Onto lot 91, the Izumi Kato. Beautiful work shown here on the screen, and let's start here at $800,000, 59,000. I have an interest here at 900,000, at $900,000, at 900, 950,000, 1 million, 1 million 1, at 1 million 1, 1 million 2, at 1 million 2 now. Back with you against you, Henry, at 1,200,000, 1,300,000 against you, Tiffany, at 1,300,000. 1,400,000 now against you, Faye, at 1,400,000. 1,500,000. At 1,500,000. Back with you. 1,600,000. Welcome, Marco. At 1,600,000 against the four of you now. At 1,600,000. At 1,600,000. At 1,600,000. 1,700,000. Welcome, June. At 1,700,000 now against the four of you and you, Arco. Would you like 1,800,000? Either of you? At 1,800,000. 1,900,000. 2 million with Mr. Nick Finch up front at $2 million against all of you now at $2 million. At 2 million. Would you like 2, June? At $2 million, 2,200,000. 2,300,000. Back with Nick Finch at 2,300,000. Would you like 2,400,000? At 2,300,000. One more. 2,400,000. Back with you here at 2,400,000 with face phone. 2,500,000. Back with June now at 2,500,000. We still have 4 telephones going on at 2,500,000. Say 2,600,000. 2,600,000 now at 2,600,000. We'd like 2,700,000. 2,700,000 at 2,700,000 now. At 2,700,000. Back with June's phone against the 3 of you at 2,700,000. Would you like 2,800,000 at 2,700,000? It is here and selling otherwise at 2,700,000 unless you're coming back either. At 2,800,000. You sure? At 2,800,000 with June's phone against the 3 of you and Yuarco. And 50 at 2,800,000. And 50 or 2.9? 2.9? 2,900,000. Would you like 3? 3 million. At $3 million against Arco's phone, against the 3 of you here. Next could be 3-1. Otherwise, selling it to June's phone for $3 million. Last chance in the room at $3 million. Fair warning at 3 million. for you, June, paddle 8037. Lot 92, statue of Venus, the Kusama. With interest here, and I should start at $5 million, $6 million now, at $6,500,000, ahead of you online already at 7 million with you online, at 7,500,000 with me, at 7,500,000 it is with me, ahead of you, 8 million with Jasmine Guy here, at 8 million against both of you online, at 8,500,000 with the second bidder now, at 8,500,000, at 8,500,000 now, 9 million back with June, at $9 million now. At 9 million, it is with you, 500,000 back with Jasmine. At 9,500,000, would you like 10 million? Either of you, 10 million. At 10 million, with June's telephone. 11 million, back with Kevin Ching now.